one more for me here, and I'm going to take a look at Kansas on the road here against Iowa State. Tomorrow we'll cover the night games here, probably go over half a dozen or more. I'll even go back. Maybe it depends on our workload, and maybe cover a few more of the games that I skipped over that the premiums are kind of, not going to be there anymore, or um, if anyways, Kansas and Iowa State here, man, massive sharp action here for sure to the under the sharps. To me, in my opinion, because we don't talk to these sharps, they don't talk to us, they don't come on saying, "Hey, look at me, I'm a sharp." um, it just seems like they're on the under. The moves have been rolling in on the under. The good moves, if you will, have been rolling in on the under. The way I track them, this type of move to the under, this is like, this is what I'm looking for. I mean, this is probably, I don't want to get too crazy because I might be uh, going with a premium here in this one, and I don't want to give it away here just yet. Let me make sure what we're doing here and make the right play out. Don't want to give the don't want to give out bad info here, but it does feel like to me this one is all about under. I mean, come on, this one opened as high as I want to say 54 and a half. Let me see. Yeah, and it's only down to 53, man. This thing has room to breathe still, it feels like, for the most part. It's obviously a closely rated game. Iowa State up to a 3-point favorite. Now, Kansas did open a 1-point favorite at DraftKings, actually, on a bit of a look ahead. And it does feel like, I don't know. I know all the sharps, not all the sharps, but it feels like they want to lay it. It opened, like I said, opened Kansas State one. Maybe it opened to pick 'em, but there is plenty of movement here, obviously, to Iowa State. Um, and I know the widely reported steam came in on Iowa State. I know there's a lot of sharp guys. I don't know. I don't get it. I look at Kansas and I still think I'm seeing a good team out there. I watched the game last week, right? He says, look, a letdown after defeating Oklahoma. Uh, I just feel like they're too good. I just feel like they're good. Yeah, I mean, you'd think a letdown. I mean, again, here we are at like this peak situation, right? I mean, Kansas 6-2, but how overrated could they be? Or well, you said a letdown, so I don't want to go off on it like that. But they're just 4-4 against the spread, and they've lost 2 games on the road. They haven't really necessarily, made it over that hump. It feels like a little bit. So let's see here. This has been a home team dominated series. Last year's game was 14-10 KU. They got the money at home as a 3.5 point dog. I'm gotta probably take Kansas. I can't handle it. Not getting a field goal. No, I'm on Kansas. I just think they've got to prove it on the road. Obviously, here they lost to Oklahoma State. Remember, they were favored in that game and they lost. Now Oklahoma State's looked okay at home after all. They also got whooped on by Texas. Remember, they were getting 16 and a half. They lost by 26. They did beat Nevada on the road, but they were a 4 touchdown favorite in that one. So they really haven't had that breakout game necessarily for Kansas on the road, and they haven't for quite a while. So Kansas, 21-5 to the over their last 26 decisions on the road. 21-5 to the over, but Iowa State's been a dead under, 12-4 to the under their last 16, and 20-7 to the under in their last 27. So definitely some conflicts there. In these two. Last year's meeting went under, but the three before that went over. And I don't know. I'm thinking defense for sure, even with all of Kansas's successes this year and the And their some of their point totals certainly look. They scored 38 in that game. They just never let up against Oklahoma. It was great the way they kept putting the pressure on in the game. They scored 32 against Oklahoma State, even though they lost. Scored 51 at home against UCF. Scored 38 against BYU at home. 34 against Illinois at home, 48 against Missouri State at home. They were all at home on those, and so this one's going to be tough. But I'm trusting Kansas. This is the one. This is the one. This is the one to get over the hump if you're KU to prove that you are that team. They're bowl eligible. We know that. And this is the one to get over the hump, beat a good team on the road. It's going to be tough, man. But I'll take 3 points.